All right, here we go. Look, I'm still digesting, if you will, the election of 2024. Big win for Donald Trump across the board. He's going to break 76 million votes here, maybe 77. By far more than he got in 16 or 20. He got a lot more votes. There are 9 million votes missing, by the way, of people that allegedly voted for Joe Biden but didn't vote for Kamala Harris. 9 million people missing. Mark Mitchell is from Rasmussen. He's here with me again. Mark, nice to see you. I'm just trying to make sense of it all. Now that we're a little calmer, a little cooler place, we can kind of reflect on the numbers and kind of go through them, right? Actually get some sleep and review the numbers. Kind of nice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to take a long time to figure out what happened last week. And hearing what I'm hearing behind the scenes, I do think that there is going to be a focus of the administration going after what we all, I mean, it's gotten to the point where 2 elections in a row, one of the major stories that people are talking about is the miraculous ability of Democrats to turn out exactly what they need, exactly where they need it. Although in this case, it looks like they just came up short because of the massive mandate that Donald Trump has. So they really have to get to the bottom of that. But I mean, everything's moving so fast. It's so easy to get sidetracked with all these incredible Trump administration picks. And people, I'll tell you, the post-election polling is absolutely wild. We've seen an utter collapse in Democrat. Do you think the country's heading on the right track? It's gone from in the mid-50s down to low 30s now just in a week. And the Republicans are picking up huge. They're almost at 40%. And then the really big movement is that consumer confidence is absolutely exploding. We have an index where we track people's expectations of the future economy. It's up 20 points from the 90s up until the 110s just in the last week. It's really incredible.
You know, I do want to talk about one of those ballot drops. Happened, well, I'll just call it 3 in the morning-ish in the state of Wisconsin, where Eric Hovde, or however you say it, Hovde, however you say his name, it's kind of difficult to say.
Hovde?
Hovde, sure, I'll go with that. However that works, Mark. He says it doesn't pass the stink test because a big dump came in from Milwaukee. 98, 99% of the votes went to his opponent, and he lost the race by a very razor-thin margin. What do you make of that? I mean, we see New York go right 8 points. New Jersey goes right 8 points. The swing states, we talked about this before, go right a point and a half. Doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it doesn't pass muster, and people are going to explain it away as, oh, well, they put more money there. And there definitely, listen, there was more advertising in the battleground states. There absolutely was. She had $1 billion, although a lot of it was spent on actors and actresses and nationwide things. So you really just, again, the New York and New Jersey was really like 11 points. Pennsylvania, 3. So what's the difference there? What's just crazy different about Pennsylvania? Well, it's like you put that together with the fact that, wow, they have videos of trucks in Philadelphia at 2 a.m. Same pattern over and over again with all of these states. And it's voters aren't having it anymore. And we haven't run post-election election fraud questions yet, but right up until the question, 2/3 of people thought the outcome of this election was going to be affected by cheating. So look at what we're seeing out of DC with this new Trump administration is he is voraciously going after exactly what voters wanted. I mean, these selections, home in as the borders are. The border was the huge one. Everybody talks about the economy. But listen, we tested. This is after the election. Donald Trump has promised day one that he will launch the largest deportation program in American history to get the criminals out. Do you approve or disapprove? And we have 64% of voters approving that, 46% strongly. They're getting what they want now. And what's awesome is to see all the establishment heads blow up as all these picks come flooding in.
Well, I can assure you that yesterday's choice of putting forth Matt Gaetz as the Attorney General nominee, I mean, I heard people's heads on MSNBC, CNN, and across Capitol Hill explode simultaneously. It was one big pop. And look, I did not have Matt Gaetz on my bingo card, as they say. I'm like, really? Okay, well, let's look at that. Apparently, it looked
drive him as a wrecking ball.
Yeah, I don't think the Republicans in the Senate are going to stand in his way at all. I think they're just going to approve all these people.
Well, it's definitely Trump brinksmanship because this came the day that John Thune was picked in the Senate. I don't think he would have been any MAGA voters' first choice. But everybody's, second guessing Trump. He's got a plan. He's got leverage. He's got power. And there's no way that he's literally going to name Matt Gaetz. The guy resigns from Congress the same day and then not get Matt Gaetz in. He's going to listen, he'll have some kind of role, right? But it all comes down to, in my opinion, this is probably a test for Senate Republicans because they're going to all the cocktail parties right now that John Bolton's at. And he was literally in tears practically on TV talking about this Matt Gaetz pick.
Yeah, well, John Bolton might have lost his way. Look, Thune is not the choice of MAGA people, but I will say this. He's better than John Cornyn, so I can get that off my chest. He's better than Cornyn. He's not Rick Scott, but look, Thune came right out and said, look, we're going to get right to work on the Trump agenda. We're going to put through his noms, as he put it, the nominees that Donald Trump has put forward. We're going to put them right through. We're going to get him ready to go forward with his agenda. John Thune didn't parse words at all. He said, we're doing this. We're doing the Trump agenda. I mean, look, he can see what happened in the country, even if there were games played in Wisconsin. And before I let the Senate races go, you know, Mitch McConnell put zero money in Wisconsin, zero money in Nevada, zero money in Arizona. I mean, Mitch McConnell screwed the Republicans. A little bit of money there, you'd have 3 more seats potentially. At least 2, I think. You would have won 2 out of 3, right?
I think, yeah, absolutely. I think Rust Belt senators were all really close. I think with help, they could have done better. I think Carrie Lake was really close too. She got not 1 red cent from the establishment Republicans. And I don't know what happened there behind the scenes, but I have heard similar things from a couple of different MAGA congressional candidates that have run and said, listen, the entire establishment is arrayed against them. They have to take a deal. They get a certain set of consultants forced on them. They have to hire this person and that person and run campaigns, not necessarily the way they want to. And they're told time and time again not to embrace the MAGA issue set.
Yeah, either you do it our way, or we'll not help you at all. We'll sink your ship. Look, that's no way to run a railroad, Mark. I'm no genius, but look, if somebody's a school teacher or a farmer or a small business owner, and they want to run for Congress from Michigan or Montana or Mississippi, why do they have to all of a sudden conform to what they're saying in Washington, D.C.? Because I can tell you that Mississippi and Montana and Michigan are a long way from the Beltway, right?
Well, that's why I think our numbers are so important. I can't pull on everything. Like the John Thune thing just happened yesterday. But my point is, read the room. When people pick Matt Gaetz to come in and be the attorney general, this is in the context where 65% of people think the DOJ was politically weaponized against Donald Trump. Like, read the room. When they pick Homan and everybody's crying on TV, voters essentially want lasers and alligator moats on the border. So that's the environment we're in, and they just don't know it. It was wild.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, Mark. They want live rounds on the border, and we're not going to do that. But look, Mexico enforced its southern border with Guatemala by shooting people dead for years and years and years. That's how Mexico enforced its southern border. We don't do that in America, nor am I advocating for it. But the fact of the matter is, many people in this country would see that as an appropriate response if you're being invaded. Anyhow, we got to leave it there. You're always great to talk to. You should come on the podcast so you and I can just spend an hour, talking about it. So we're going to get you onto that because I feel like I'm always wanting more from you, Mark. Want more. Greatly appreciate
Tell us what
you.
to pull on. A lot of stuff going on. Hard to keep up with it all.
Mark Mitchell, pole dancer. No, wait, that doesn't sound right. Hold on. I'm going to fix that. All right. Mark, thank you so much.
Good to be here.
Good to have you here. All right. Mark Mitchell, I really love him. Really got to know him. He did a great job. His numbers were the best. Ivy is up next. Her numbers are the best, too. With me, she's number 1. I'll be right back.